though it's AC, nice, cool down here, actually feels pretty good. It's 76 outside. I'm in a t-shirt and I'm just trying to, you know, enjoy the sunshine, so we're gonna mix this up. Instead of me finishing the wiring video for the crew cab today, we're gonna jump on the air ride stuff for the 64. And as Amazon drives away there, that's actually what we needed to finish this video out today. So instead of me being worried about this video getting cut short, we got more airline so we can actually finish this out. So like I was saying, it's just such a beautiful day. Why spend it downstairs? It's actually supposed to rain for like the next week, which is kind of ridiculous considering it's, you know, 76 or something like that. But instead of a long rambletron, we're gonna jump straight into some work today. Like I said, we're gonna do the air ride on the 64. We've done a bunch of stuff which we'll go check over in a second, but we have all the wiring, we have all the fittings we could possibly need. We have our pressure switch, we have a filter for our 2 compressors here. We have our 5-gallon tank that I was just wiping down, and like I said, we just got some airline. So it's the necessities. It's everything we're gonna need to get a basic, you know, rear bag, front bag tied together in a T setup. Before it was on a Schrader valve, which sucked because it was, you know, manual. This way we can at least fill the truck up and down by its lonesome. We'll be utilizing this Touche, I believe. It's not going to focus on that, but from Airjacks. It's a cool little manual valve setup. You just thread everything in there. I am actually missing air gauges, so we may be able to test it, you know, up and down today, but we're probably not going to be able to actually set what the heights are going to be and everything, which is no biggie. At least we'll be able to test it. So we'll go ahead and get all these parts out back. Before we do that though, I'll give you guys a quick little update on Blue. Like I said, I am in the midst of the painless wiring install. We did get our intake on in the last video, which I love that thing so much. It just looks killer. But like I said, been actually wiring this thing, which is pretty crazy. You do notice I pulled out the seat and the carpet. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some pictures from the unfortunate thing I found. I was actually messing around with these wires right here, and so I was peeling the carpet up, and I'm like, what? Peel it up one more, and it's wet to the touch hole right here. So I peeled it up. You'll see in the photos what I found. Went through, cleaned it all up, put down some rust converter and everything, and then kill mat with a heat gun and covered the entire floor up until the base of the firewall. I have a bunch more so we can do the firewall inside and out. We can do the doors, maybe even get crazy and get it on the roof. I want to get a headliner up there at some point, so we may cover, I don't know. That's all for later down the road. Like I said though, getting an instrument cluster, fuel switch, which actually has to run through to there, and just rough laying everything so I can figure it out. But it's gonna be in one of the next videos. Like I said, I don't know how they say painless, and nothing about it is really painless. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the butt, mainly because I'm tying in the Dakota Digital VHX gauge system, which is a mouthful. Now I'm actually just on Rambletron, so let's get these parts out back, get on the 64, and show you what progress we've been doing behind the scenes. Alrighty, so we got all the parts moved where we needed to. Like I said, we're gonna take the Touche and we're gonna mount it, I don't know, somewhere under the dash. I don't know, something like that. I'm thinking that's gonna look pretty good. I need to screw the heater back into place, and I need to clean up the heater line. I was just testing to make sure the heater would work, which it does. Surprising turn signals, wipers, heater. This thing's a ready unit. But like I said, I was doing a bunch of work offhand the other day, or off camera. Did knock out a new shot cross member for the back. Did get the lower bag bolts drilled out, and then we just drilled through the frame, got the bags bolted in. Now I can actually access lower bolts and upper bolts in case of an emergency and you need to change a bag on the side of the road or something. I mean, why would you have your bags welded in place so they're a permanent fixture? Doesn't seem like a smart idea. So we see, obviously I got to go through and secure these lines. The rear bags are teed together to this line that comes through, pops up, and it's going to come under the carpet to wherever the Touche is. And then one of the other things was the front had 1/4 inch fittings with 1/4 inch line through a 5/16 hole. So that was just waiting for a disaster. Not gonna really be able to see this, but I went through and drilled 3/4 holes. So there's just a mile around it. I can get a little grommet in there and seal that up. And same up here. We can get a grommet up there, seal all that up. Thinking a nice little P-clamp to the inside of the fender. keeps it all legit, keeps it away from the tire and everything. But this brake needs a new rotor and new pad. I do have new calipers, new pads, new rotors that maybe have like a month or two of use on the 55, which is actually on a 65 frame, so they're the identical underneath. Maybe scavenging some brake parts off that guy. Has power steering also, where this has manual steering, so we might scavenge a lot off that guy and put it on this, which if you noticed, I was not sitting in this crappy bench seat anymore because one, this is out of Volkswagen. It's way too small, narrow-wise, and it just didn't fit lengthwise either. You're like crammed against the steering wheel, so threw in, it's not gonna wanna focus because it's so bright out here. It's weird having sunlight, but let's see, come on, focus in. Yeah, we got some bucket seats on a little center console for now. I'm gonna build a little stands to get these about 4 inches higher for the wife, and she'll like them. We could do seat belts and easy stuff that way. But now, since I'm just sitting here rambling, game plan is I need to get the fittings and all that stuff into the tank. Gonna probably make a little pedestal, little mount here, so the tank and the compressors are all at the front of the bed, so it can try and retain as much bed space as possible once we do the new bed floor, which will be obviously raised up a bit to deal with the notch and all that crap. But I'm starting to dig all this. Have tabs to go on once we get shocks. I have a mock-up shock down there, so I have an idea where they go, but I'm gonna get some real shocks in here before we do the tabs. We got all the wiring, all the lines, all the fittings, all the tanks, all the pumps, all the everything. So let's jump right into it. Get a time lapse going, and I don't know, see what we end up with at the end of the day. Really love to, in the daylight, still be able to raise this thing up and down a little bit, so let's see what happens. I've just been working and not paying attention. No camera. It kind of sucks. The best YouTuber in the world, right? But yeah, I don't know about you guys. This guy is pretty dang well situated. I have a tab that I gotta finish welding, but I can drill through there. There's not gonna be able to see it, but there's another little one back there that's sitting, oh, we can see it, sitting on this, so I should be able to drill through there, and it's bolted in place. I did just weld across the face of it, and then I'm gonna probably weld a little brace that way and that way out of some of the little angle iron I have laying over there. But two things, I need to change this fitting out for a 90, and then I need to take the tank back out because I'm an idiot and forgot there's a drain valve on the bottom and I didn't put the fitting in, and there's no way it can't, yeah, there's no way I'm getting to it. So switch this fitting to a 90, put the drain valve in, and then this wire here needs to go under the truck, up into the fuse block, That's theoretically it. Chop these, they came with female spade connectors, and just chop those off and like that. Shove one side in the fuse, the other side in the fuse. They came with some self-tappers in the package over there that self-tap the fuses down, throw the covers back on, but swap some fittings out real quick, run the wire to the switch 12 volt spot, and I think we'll set it on the ground and see if I can air it up and down. Take that back. Still need to tee the front bags together and connect everything to the switching valve. So yeah, let's do all that and then see what, I don't know, we got plenty of daylight left to see if this thing goes up and down on its own. Yeah, I'm thinking so.
I can't believe this works. We got the dog out here. We got wifey out here doing house stuff with the kiddo. Just getting the yard ready to be pretty for once. But I know this thing's really loud. You probably can't hear it or hear me over it idling, but there we go. Yes, I need to route all this a lot better, P-clamp everything, tie everything down. I just wanted to see if it worked, and I think it works. So, like I said, everything needs to be done. I haven't even mounted this yet, but let's go up. And there's no bolts in the compressors right now. There's literally Allen wrenches. So it'll be a lot quieter once we have hardware. They didn't send me with any. Why? Why didn't they send me any? They sent it for the compressor, but not, no, they sent it for the tanks, but not the compressor. So let's get it up to a nice height, turn it off, and then we'll talk.
Okay, now that we can hear things, yeah, it works. I don't know what else to say besides it has arrived. The feeling of accomplishment there is pretty good. I bet I could let it down without the ignition on, but before I do that, let's go ahead and look at it from the outside, because why not? I mean, I think this is about roughly as tall as it gets. I went until the bags
didn't necessarily seem like they enjoyed going up any higher, but I'm sorry. When will we ever need that much wheel gap? Like, you could work on it, you could lay underneath it. It's so good. Oh, I got my stupid, oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm stoked. Like I said, there's a bunch of little tidying up I gotta do. This is really weird. They sent me with the hardware for the tank, but they didn't send me with any hardware for the compressors. So I drilled the holes and then didn't realize that. So then I had to just shove Allen wrenches down into them so I had something to kind of hold them in place. This will get turned, because I thought I had a bad ground, and in reality it was just not grounding to the frame good. Silly me. I don't think I have any air leaks that I can hear. It's fully aired up right now. I mean, the bag mounts seem to work great. And like I said, we got two tabs. They're just gonna go somewhere like that. Yeah, and straight down to where the other shock mount is. I just need to get a couple measurements, which I could actually do, probably do that off camera. And then yeah, once I have the measurements, then I can actually figure out, order a set of shocks, throw them in there. I do need to wire wheel from about yonder all the way and clean everything. If anything, I need to pull the bed, then wire wheel, then paint everything, POR 15, something like that. Wifey's ecstatic, I'm ecstatic. We've had this truck for 3 years now. This is the first year it's really driven, and it is definitely the first time it's ever had air ride. I could not be happier. This, here, we'll try and lower it. This Touche from Airjacks is insane. I love this thing. It works so good, and it's just so simple. You have a port 1, which I have front bag, port 2, which I have rear bag. You have an in from the tank, and then I didn't realize until just now, you're not gonna see this in the dark, but there's a port behind the in that says out, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm out. What's out? Out is the exhaust. Oh, here, watch. We'll probably hear this. It's here. Yeah. That's loud. Oh, that's really loud. So yeah. That's just too fun. And yeah, so I'm gonna thread a 90 into the out, and then I'm gonna run a airline through the cab down to the ground somewhere, so it's venting outside of the cab so we can actually hear it. But yeah, I mean, progress. Like I said, I need to make some seat risers so these seats are up in the air. I need to mount the center console and all that. That way, that's all good. Driver door handle or driver door latch is a must still, but what do you know? Now we get to see it slammed back on the ground, which I absolutely love how this thing looks. What do you think, Bandit? Good? Yeah, he says good. So, I don't know about you guys. Just a little something, just to keep me motivated. Get outside today, stay in the sun with the family while they did all their backyard stuff. And now, back into hell, because wiring, spraying this harness for blue is just, it's killing me. I got the interior side done like we saw at the beginning of the video, and now I'm just working on, this is where the underhood junction starts, and then this roll has my headlights, my taillights, my turn signals, this is wiper stuff, there's all my stuff for the fuel switching valve, which on the stock harness is right there. So yeah, you see, I have this harness laid out so I can kind of figure out where everything went, and then just copy it onto this. I did get a bunch of split loom braided stuff for it, and I'm smart. Did I just say I'm smart? No. I'm thinking ahead for once, and the VHX Dakota digital gauge cluster, I'm gonna try and start preparing to wire that as I'm getting this ready, but a bunch of powder coating stuff to do, a bunch of stuff to do for the big blue truck. Now wife's truck has airbags, which means we can start getting this thing ready to take it to shows. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so stoked to have progress on multiple vehicles for once, instead of everything just sitting and being dead. I don't know. With that though, if you like what you saw, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are feeling on all this. How sweet is it gonna be to see the 64 with air ride? If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscription button, and stay tuned for the next stuff. But I'm tired. We're gonna end the video here, let you guys go. Enjoy your week, it's almost the weekend. Hope you guys have as much fun as I'm gonna have. And with that, I'm out of here. Average Joe Builds. See you guys in the next one.